Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings wherever you are in the world. I hope all is well with you. All is well with us here. We are grateful to be alive, you know. So this is Unplugged, and my name is Julia Jacks of Julia Jacks Consulting. And we are on the fourth of the series of Very Well Made in Nigeria. And today I have a really special delight for you. Now, many people have been asking to talk to this lady, and she really doesn't give too many, grants too many interviews, but she is a force of nature, not just in the creative industries, but in, I'd call her a serial entrepreneur and a very successful one at that as well. So please welcome with me Mrs. Amiediki Georgewill. I like to call her Amie. Welcome, Amie.
Thank you so much, Julia. Glad to be here.
It is a pleasure indeed. Now, let me tell you guys a little bit about Amie, then we'll dig into the questions. 30 years ago, Amiediki Georgewill, she wasn't Georgewill then, but she started Kolor. Oh, maybe were you Georgewill when you started Kolor Kraft as a side hustle in Yaba?
No, I wasn't Georgewill.
Okay, yes. When she started Kolor Kraft as a side hustle in Yaba, Lagos, while she was in law school. And over the years, Kolor Kraft has morphed into a fashion, lifestyle, and personal styling brand, which is known for its exquisite quality, service, and uniqueness. Having participated in and hosted several fashion shows and exhibitions with Kolor Kraft, Amir has recently gone into the hospitality industry, and she's the MD, Managing Director of the Oak Residence. Now, I can talk about the Oak Residence because I have gone there myself, and it is indeed a beautiful luxury, does not even begin to describe it. You have to see it to believe it. But they call it a luxury and very upscale short-let apartment complex where she exhibits her passion for art, interior architecture as well, and impeccable service delivery. She's a wife and a mother, and she's a voracious reader who loves dancing, who loves music, and she loves entertaining very well, and she does it very well. She's an excellent networker, and that's one thing that I believe we will talk about as well. And her goal is to be the best that she can be by any world standard in anything she does. So, Amir, you're welcome. That is just the tip of the iceberg concerning you, as far as I know. So, we are here to unravel what makes you very well made in Nigeria and what, as they say in the stock exchange, are the facts behind the figures, because the figures show that you're doing extremely well. So people always like to know a little bit of the background because they see you from afar. We got a lot of hits on our social media pages. Oh, Auntie Amie is going to come on. Oh, we want to know about her. We want to hear about her. And we want to, but people don't know. They see you, they admire you, but they don't know how, when, and why you started. Can we start with that?
Thank you so much, Julia. Well, it started a very long time ago, right from when I was in secondary school, if I can go back that far. I've always been very interested in fashion, in style, art. And I went on to study English at the University of Jos, and then I thought that was it. I thought I could now go fully into fashion and art. And my dad wanted a lawyer in his family, fathers and parents of those days. So he encouraged me to go back to school to study law. That's how come I became a lawyer. And he said, if I finished, I could fully. It wasn't going to disturb me, So I now finished with law. I was still, doing my fashion. I opened a shop in Yaba, where I had my tailors and we're making clothes and, we had our clients and customers, How did I combine that with law school? I don't know because law school was hectic, but I know I passed. I know I passed one sitting. And that was that. So that basically is the background of my fashion and interior experience. So it started, a very long time ago, right from when I was really very young. Yes.
So this is the question I asked someone last week, I guess last week. I said, when you were 20 years old, did you imagine yourself living in a certain part of Calabar? Did you imagine yourself where you are today? So I'll go back to your teenage self. When you were 15 years old, did you imagine yourself starting something in Yaba to begin with?
Well, that I don't know. I've always dreamt really big. I've always dreamt nothing to me is really impossible. So I imagined myself even, maybe in some way even more sophisticated than Yaba. But I was living in Yaba, and I just talked to the landlady, managed to raise a few bucks. It was a bungalow by itself. It was a bungalow, and I had this old lovely landlady who allowed me to pay in bits and pieces. So that was how come I could rent the place, and I just said I could do it, and I did it, and I got my tailors, and I was in school, and I was doing that, and I incorporated my company in 1991. I was still in law school when I, incorporated Kolor Kraft. Yes. So I just always had this like big dream, and I would just do it anyway, whether I'd succeed or not, I would do it anyway.
Okay, we have a glitch right now, but I'm sure Ami is coming right back. And the last thing she said was that she would do it anyway. She dreamed big, from when she was young. She always knew that she had to dream big, and that she didn't have the sense that anything was impossible. And what I got from what she also said was that she was able to talk to her landlady and be able to pay in bits and pieces. So, and then she was combining this first enterprise of hers with going to law school, finishing her legal studies. So it just tells a lot of things that you need big energy, and you need to have those big dreams, and you have to be fear is a natural impulse, but I'd say it's not just fear that we're looking at. We're also looking at the ability to overcome fear. And that is what she told us, And she was able to negotiate with her landlady to pay in bits and pieces. So fear frequently prevents us. Welcome back, Ami. Fear frequently prevents us from making those negotiations, asking people, can I do this? I want to do this. But she went for it. And I hope that people who are going to watch this and be inspired that you have a dream, it might seem impossible, but don't listen to those people who tell you you can't do it. Negotiate, ask. If somebody gives you a big figure, like maybe they say 100 million for now, and you say, okay, so what? The next thing should be, I can't afford it. Should be, how can we work out a payment arrangement? And that is the energy I'm getting from Amie. And for those who have always wanted to know the facts behind the figures, this is one of the things I'm learning about her, that she was never fearful about going big and going strong. I mean, I just continued. What I did was to just wrap up what you had said about dreaming big and believing that nothing was impossible and chasing your dreams, despite the fear that you may have felt, or uncertainty, but you still went ahead and negotiated, and you got it, So how was this industry segment, the fashion industry segment, when you started? Everybody says every segment is saturated, and I believe it. But how was it? Now, this is a three-in-one question. How was it when you started? What were the challenges you faced? And how come you're still in it and still relevant? So it's a three-in-one.
Okay. How was it when I started? Okay. It was, I wouldn't say it was saturated. People, it was still kind of like new, and people were still maybe not as adventurous as people are today. So a lot of people like me had dreams and were just still trying to take baby steps in setting up. That's how it was. So it wasn't as, I wouldn't call it saturated. Not so many people were, in it at that time. So that's how it was. The challenges were, of course, finance, being a young lady. And yes, I had my business then, in Lagos, combining with law school and all that. And I would travel all the way down to Aba, to buy, my stuff, for my business, and, taking it back all the way to Lagos and all that. Of course, I had to, pay salaries, make sure I had enough, clients, to be able to pay salaries and all that. What was the next one? What was the other question you asked?
And how are you still?
And the challenges, yes, some challenges I
yeah.
faced then. Yes, I said, of course, money was a bit of a challenge. And then, of course, there was this one time when I was boggled in, and all the clients lost all their fabric, and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But remember, I was young, and most of the clients were also like referrals, family, friends, and all that. I remember them consoling me and me weeping so much, So I know Auntie Beatrice, Mrs. Agama.
Okay.
I lost that stuff. My cousin, I lost him, Jack, her fabrics, everything. They stole everything except they even took some of my machines, So that's kind of like, but I didn't give up, I just found a way to just continue, So yes, that happened. I hope I've answered your questions.
Yes, there's just the third part of it. That's how come, what are you doing that makes you still relevant in the fashion industry?
The third part.
Yeah. What makes you still relevant?
Yes, well, the fashion industry, yes, it is a business, but you also have to have, passion. You have to be genuinely interested in what you're doing. So, I told you before, I've done this, practically all my life, right? I've had the interest and all that. The passion is still there. So my passion for fashion, for style, for interior, and all that would never leave me till the day, I leave the earth. So that is why I am still here, because whether I'm making so much, whether I'm not making so much, because I'm still interested, I still keep pushing. And, when you've been an entrepreneur for so long, you know how to pick yourself up, because that's what you do. That's all I know how to do, So challenges will come, but you just have to just keep on going and, keep on pushing. You look forward, you plan, and you will stay relevant. Yes.
Yeah. I like what you said about passion keeps you pushing, and that's the truth. When there's that thing burning inside you, it wakes you up in the morning and say, hey, it taps you on the shoulder. Hey, come on, let's go. You've got work to do. You've got work to do.
Yes.
But I know that there's something about Kolor Kraft. I mean, I was used to, now let's bring it down to Port Harcourt, and no shade to Port Harcourt at all. I was used to people running smaller outfits. And then one day, Georgewill opens up a flagship store of one of the busiest business districts in Port Harcourt. Kolor Kraft flagship store. And I mean, we saw the store as it was coming up, and like, wow. What motivated you to do that? Because that was a statement.
Yes, I needed to make that statement. I needed to put that stamp. And you know how, when you go out of the country, you see flagship stores, like you see Chanel, or you see Gucci, you see. You know, I've always had like that dream, and that I would have my own flagship store that would be like a statement, you know. So, Julia, you haven't even been recently. We've even added, I mean, you walk down the road, you see our rooftop has plants now.
Oh, really?
You
I
see
haven't
it
been
from
to the
a
rooftop.
distance,
Oh,
you know?
oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yes,
haven't seen it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yes. So, yes. So I've always wanted that. And, you know, I didn't just, the flagship store, you know, that portion of land was given to me by my dad because he recognized that, you know, being a lawyer, being this, being that, that I would eventually do that. So that was part of the promise that he made
Okay.
for me to go back to study law, that, you know, when I finish, I could always come back. So he gave me that little portion. So it was just like a small, you know, thing that my husband and I put up. But, you know, eventually, you know, what you see standing now is what I really wanted. So eventually, when we had a bit more money, we brought it down, and then that is what you have seen. And then it is a statement because, you know, you can't pass without noticing it. And, you know, it is like, you will want to stop what is going on here, you know. So I am very happy and pleased with what I have done with that shop.
Yes. Yes. And then I'd like to ask you, it's not everybody who will have the guts to walk into a store. Now, let me share something with you. There's a time, and I had cash in my pocket. There's a time I walked into New Bond Street. Or was it Bond Street? Bond Street. And I had cash in my pocket, but I was dressed in jeans. When I travel, I actually don't like to dress up and wear heels because there's a lot of walking around. So I was wearing jeans and sneakers. And I walked into the store, and even the attendants there, they're all dressed in black. I remember they're all in black, very elegant, blonde girls, looking good, slim. So they had a certain profile. And I walked around and I saw that, well, number one, they didn't profile me because my size was not there. But I would have wanted somebody to talk to me. They didn't talk to me. I walked in and I walked out of that store. And I went and spent my money elsewhere anyway. But this is to say that how do you profile your audience? Because not everybody will see your store and walk in.
Yes. Well, I tell you, you see my store, you will want to walk in.
You want to walk in, but not everybody has the
without being
guts.
arrogant. Yes, but we do not look down. We do not look down on clients, you know, because we've had. I mean, I understand what happened to you, and I know that. So when I've taught my employees that when people come in, you must be nice to them. You never know, you know. And some people just want to dress in a certain type of way, not because they don't have the money, but they just maybe are not feeling up to it that day. So don't look down on anybody, or maybe what car they came in, or what. We've had people come before they banned Okada. We've had people come on Okada that have spent millions in the shop.
Wow.
Yes, they just probably wanted a disguise or something. So we, you know, so whoever walks in, we are very civil. You know, we treat you with a lot of, you know, courtesy, and just make sure that you're comfortable, and eventually would convince you to get something.
Yeah, your ladies are very persuasive, I'll tell you. Your ladies are extremely persuasive. They are. Yeah. Yeah. When I tell them, oh, I just want to stand, they say, no, just sit down, sit down. I could bring something, I could bring this other one. I was like, no, I just came to buy this one. You know. Yes. Yes.
But, yeah, so we don't look down on any customer. So whoever walks in there is a queen or a king to us, and we treat you that way.
Okay, so you don't have a special type of person that you would consider the typical Kolor Kraft customer?
Well, okay, that's another question. Well, we do have typical Kolor Kraft customers. Those are the ones that want, you know, the type of, you know, what we represent, the kind of clothing that we represent and all that, you know. So we know, you know, when you come in and, you know, oh, you know, I want to look, you know, really special. I want to look really unique. I want to, you know, and all that. So yes, so you walk into Kolor Kraft, and then that is where our styling comes in, you know, and then we look at you, ask you, you know, exactly what you really want, what occasion, what's your personal style. They encourage you to, without being a nuisance, will persuade you in a very nice way that, okay, maybe this dress might be too short for you. Maybe we want to make something that is slightly longer, maybe slightly more age appropriate, and all that. And you say, no, I want my boobies to be hanging out. I want this. But yeah, you can still do it, but in a more cultured way. You don't want to look too tacky and all that. So yes, we do all that as well. And and they always come back because they'll be like, wow, when I went for the occasion, everybody was going on and on and on. So they will always come back. Yes. So those are the kind of customers that we have. Yes.
Yeah. So we have a question from, ahead from Oyi, and Oyi asks, what was the inspiration behind your name, Kraft?
If you ask me, maybe age, maybe now I don't remember too much, but I think it's one of those things that you just coin and it sounds nice. And I didn't want to spell it with a C, so it will be unique. So I spelled it with a K. And I didn't want to put, that's why the color is Kolor, not Colour.
Yeah.
So that is why, and then the craft. So it is just about us, like a fusion of colors and then the craft, like our authenticity and our creativity and, our uniqueness and everything. So that is a craft. So it's just a fusion of everything. Some people unfortunately walk in thinking it's an art shop. So they walk in wanting to buy, they want to buy paints or because they see color,
Yeah.
But then my shop is quite arty as well. So if you come in, sometimes you might be like, are you selling these paintings? Or are you selling these plants or something? So no, we're not selling those, but we can get them for you.
Okay.
So yes, so that's I guess that's the inspiration behind the name. Just something just a fusion of colors and art and creativity and everything, that is like arty. That's the inspiration behind the name.
I look at you and I listen to you, and I keep saying this person who underpinning everything creative she has is this legal background, But I want to ask you this because I see the creative side of you more. I know there's a very solid head on your shoulders, business head on your shoulders. But I want to ask you more of, would you consider going into interior architecture? Because I haven't been to your home recently, but I have been, and I know that there's always something to look at and feast your eyes on. Do you do? And I've also been to the Oak residence, and it blew me away. I went with one of my colleagues, and we came out saying like, "Wow, that is really beautiful." That's really beautiful. The Oak residence, by the way, for those who are just joining us now, Oak residence is a luxury upscale short-let apartment complex that is also owned by Georgewill. If you're ever in Port Harcourt, well, Google it. Sorry?
I'm the MD of the place.
She's the managing director. Sorry. She's the managing director of the place. She's the managing director of the space, So if you're in Port Harcourt or you plan to come to Port Harcourt, and this is a free ad, just check it out online. And I promise you, I also like very clean, nice spaces. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. So would you consider adding interior architecture for people as part of your services, or do you already do that?
Yes, I already do part of that. I do some landscaping because I'm huge on gardening. And yes, I can, look at your place and revamp your space for you. So we do that, because you walk into my home and you see that this is, done by like, a professional, somebody that has a lot of ideas about interior and all that. So I do that, yes, at the side as well. If you call it interior architecture, yes.
Yeah.
I break down spaces and just revamp your space for you, yes.
Okay.
I do that.
Okay. So there's so
It's
much
all
more.
part of, I think it's all part of fashion and style and art. That's why I said there's a passion. It's all fused. You cannot be like a fashion enthusiast like me or a creative like me, clothing and all that. I think like even for lifestyle, for homes, because for me it transcends everything. It's about the kind of table mat I'll eat with. It's a kind of it's about the kind of runner I want on my table. It's about the kind of bed sheets I want to sleep on, the number of thread counts on the bed sheets. It's about my towel, the quality of my towels that I use in my bathroom. So it encompasses everything. It's style. For me, I live and breathe fashion, style, interior. Everything is all merged in one, and I'm constantly changing and decorating and redecorating, designing and redesigning. So it's everything. It's not just one thing for me. It's everything. It's about interior. It's about fashion. It's about style. It's about designing. It's about plans. It's about yes, the whole thing.
Everything.
At times it's dizzying, but that is how it's about writing for me.
Yeah.
I write as well. It's about writing. It's about reading. So it's everything.
Okay. Okay. So what would you do? What do you do to remain relevant, sustainable, and profitable? This is a question that many growing businesses deal with, and you have passed that stage of struggle. So what do you do without giving us all your trade secrets? I don't
Without
want.
giving me all my trade secrets. Well,
Yes.
well, I'm not that young anymore. So I have to make very conscious efforts to adapt to new trends. And then I like as I talk with people that I talk with even younger people now, not that I do like very young fashion, but you need to, in Nigeria, I would say keep up to know what's going on out there. What do you do with your social media? I'm not that tech savvy, so I need the younger ones to tell me that, oh, you need to do this, you need to create a question and answer kind of situation. You need to do live and then your preference as well, because after all, you're going to pay for it. So if, for example, I decide that I just want to make burnt orange outfits and they'll be like, madam, people actually would prefer, I'm just giving this as an example, maybe they would prefer like coffee brown or they prefer like black. You have to listen to them too, because they interact with the clients more than I do, because I'm a creative. So most of the time I'm in my studio doing stuff and all that, but they're attending to clients. So they know exactly what they want. And then also I welcome competition. Healthy competition is very good for business.
Yeah.
So you need to know what's going on around you. You need to know what's going on around you. So you up your game. So each time I know who my competitors are. So I take a step ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. So
That's
you
a
look
secret
sideways.
I shouldn't tell them, but yes, I do that.
So I mean, this is good information
Yes.
for anybody who's in business. Always keep looking sideways, not backwards. Look sideways. What's your competition doing? And then look ahead. Who is ahead of you? What are they
Yes.
doing? Very
Yes.
important. And then I think, like Amir said, travel. And really, you don't have to travel to get some of these experiences. You can get 3D experiences online. I didn't know until my daughter took me on a 3D tour of a country. I'm like, oh wow, I'd like to go to that place, and just from her phone, you know. So you can actually have a 3D experience of some shops, and then let it also infuse your passion to do more. Because these days, really, the barrier to entry in almost any business is very low, has become very low, so you will have to find a way to, how do I say it, up your game, constantly up your game while remaining who you are. I mean, you've moved from. I was going to ask you about this, so it might be a bit convoluted. I know a lot of fashion houses abroad occasionally bring in stylists and well-known stylists, well-known brand stylists to like Lagerfeld, etc. Will go and style for another house. Is that something you're considering? I used to think it was
I am
competition.
considering. In fact, I've been speaking with my one of my besties, Mrs. Nene Onichabo, and we've been talking about it, and she is also helping me. We're looking for young stylists I can work with. Young creatives I can work with. So they come and they partner with me. And we work on their designs, or we can collaborate and all that, and then bring out produce something. So that's what and it is part of a succession plan for me too, because I'm not going to do this till I'm 100, So, yes, yes. So yes, I am looking at that very, very, very seriously. Yes, I'm considering that.
Okay. So
young creatives out there, Kolor.
Yeah.
If you want to partner with me, yes.
You heard it here, but holla, but you know what? Come correct. Don't just come with your ideas. This style, the Color Kraft brand, I'm going to ask her to define it, but she's already been defining it in different words. And you heard her talk about the thread count of bed sheets. Believe me, it's not that those kind of bed sheets that you lie on and it's rough, So come correct and come big with your style. Yes, come big with your styles. So how would you describe the Color Craft? I don't know if I should ask the Color Craft brand or their brand called Georgewill. I think more of the brand called Georgewill. Yes. Yes. What is your personal brand?
Well, when you walk into my space, I think it defines itself. But I would want to say we are very unique. I want to say that we're very authentic. And you see a Color Craft style, you would know that it's Color Craft. Recently, I was boggled again. Recently, just about 2 weeks ago. I didn't tell you this,
Sorry
Julia.
about that. No, you
yes,
didn't
it was
tell
really
me.
horrible.
No.
Just about 10 days ago. Yes, I was boggled. But then a lot of my clients, it was interesting what a lot of my clients said. They said, ma'am, don't worry that when we see your clothes, everybody knows a Color Craft dress. If we see anybody putting it on social media or anything, we will accost the person. We will accost the person. So don't be, if you hear that in some wedding there was a fight and this is for you, we're watching. So, but it was interesting because that's what everybody, that's why everyone was like, we know Color Craft, clothes and all that, and we will get them. So it told me something that a brand really has been successfully created, where people will say, we'll know your outfit when we see it outside. Everybody knows a Color Craft outfit. So we're authentic, we're unique, and we pay attention to detail, to the minutest detail, and quality, and we're not for delivery. We deliver. We do what we say we'll do, and customer satisfaction is paramount with Color Craft. Yes.
Well, I'll vouch. I mean, she didn't ask for my vouching for this, but it's the truth. From the clothes that you buy, you don't get them everywhere.
To the accessories.
To the accessories.
To the leather. Yeah.
I can't even begin to speak about the leather because sometimes I just go there and just say, I wish I could buy this entire shop. I wish I could buy the entire shop. And some of the best shoes that my most favorites and really best shoes that I wear are from Color Craft, and she would actually take time to ask you, and that's something that I think we should do with our clients, like she'll ask you, what do you like? Exactly what do you like? Why do you like it? What kind of lifestyle are you in this phase in your life? What are the things that you tend to do? So, and then she'll do something. She won't do it specifically for you, unless you want a bespoke service, but which you can get. But she'll do something, and when it comes, she'll definitely let you know, like, Julia, come over and take a look. Come over and take a look. So that is something that, this is the dream of every brand, that your clients become your spokespeople. This is the dream of
Yes.
every brand.
Yes.
So that your
Yes.
clients, that's your
That's the
customers
dream of every brand.
yes.
And referrals, that's what makes you grow.
Yes.
Referrals.
Yes.
Yes, because it's not, no matter how savvy you are with your social media and everything, if you don't get good referrals and all that, nobody's going to work it, because you walk in and then you disappoint the customer. Bad, vibes, and people are like, no, don't go there. It's all like bad stuff. Clothes are badly made. The leather is not authentic.
Cheap and nasty.
And all that is cheap. Your things are going to yes, and all that. Your jewelry is going to tarnish. So yes, so it's all referral, and we pay premium attention to that to make sure that you are satisfied. We don't mind taking a cut, or but just to make sure that you're satisfied, and we give you good service. Yes.
Okay. So the word I'm taking away from you is premium. It's very important, and this will mean, it will mean different things to different people in different businesses. But premium, just look at how you can be premium, whether it's in punctuality, in service delivery, whether it's under promising and over delivering, whether it is in the quality. And in the fashion industry, people like me, I don't look just at what you use. So I look at what the seams inside. I know and some people who know me very well, they can testify to this. I rejected a pair of, and it was just a pair of, like, a hoodie with a tracksuit bottom, tracksuit bottom, but the stitching on it was so untidy. I was like, I can't wear this. And the person who brought it was like, nobody will see it. I said, but I'll know it, So I think premium, just know what your customers want,
Yes.
And after a while, they're the ones that will fight for you, and fight in your corner.
Yes, they're the ones that'll fight for you. And the customer really is always right. You have one or two fussy customers and all that, but most of them are actually really very good people. And you must listen. And even if that customer is having a bad day and is full of complaint, by the time you're really nice and kind and you calm the person down and talk with the person, and your own argument probably is superior, but in a nice way, that customer would always come back to you. And this is not just for my fashion industry. This is also for the Oak residents. We've had maybe very few, maybe, my checkout time was supposed to be by 3 o'clock, but was supposed to be by 12 o'clock. But I need to stay till like 3 o'clock, and I don't want to pay any extra. We might look at you and be like, okay, is this going to be a returning customer? And all that. Can we afford to overlook this? And most of the time, we will overlook, because we want you to come back. And then when you come back next time, they will nicely tell you that, sir, that actually 12 o'clock is the closing time. But, because you're just such a nice person, and we really like you and we want you to be coming back, that's why they gave you that, they allowed you to stay. But, as we respect you, you have to respect all of our rules. And the person was like, okay, well, I'm so sorry. And that person will now invite this new, yes. So you need to be kind to your customers, and they will always come back. There's no space for arrogance. The competition is so much out there that you can't afford to be throwing out your clients left, right, and center because you feel they're wrong. You can't. Yes.
I love just what you said, and that's what my coach would have called the treatable. There's no space for arrogance in business. There's absolutely
no space for arrogance.
No space for arrogance, and
there's no space for arrogance. And sometimes, like in Kolor Kraft, sorry to cut you to cut in. When people walk in, they don't even know I'm the owner of Kolor Kraft. Even when I go to the Oak residence, they don't know I'm MD of Oak residence. I will sit down there and I probably be behind the counter and be assisting you with your fitting and everything. And they will say, your madam didn't come to work today. My staff will be laughing. because because they don't even know, who they're talking with and all that. Some even bully me.
Oh.
Some even bully me, but yes, but I don't have time to like join issues and all that. I'm still really nice and kind and everything. And they eventually, some of them have become my greatest friends. Yes.
I'd say staffing, for a lot of businesses, staffing is an issue. How have you made, how is it possible that you have staff that actually know how to talk to people and who know how to follow up, and they're persuasive without being obnoxious? They're persuasive. They coax you. How did you do that?
I think they learn by example, maybe watching me as well, to see that I own the business, but I am still very courteous to my customers and all that. So, and I get reports that they are so nice, and persuasive, and also the length of time they've been with you. My manager has been with me for about 18 years.
Wow.
She's been with me for about 18 years. So she's part of Kolor Kraft and handles Kolor Kraft the way I would handle Kolor Kraft. So the other ones that are under her still, behave the way she does. And it's just been successful. You can't be rude, not to be rude to a customer in Kolor Kraft. So that's what. So they've learned from me. My manager has learned from me, and the others have learned from her, and so on and so forth. And longevity too, because they have been with me for so long. So they're just, they just understand what needs to be done to make a customer comfortable. Yes.
Okay. This wasn't part of my script, but it's coming up now in my thoughts. When a staff doesn't fit in, how do you handle it with the company culture? How do you handle it when a staff doesn't fit in with the company culture? Not theft or anything, but because people have asked me this question, like, this staff is nice,
yes,
but doesn't quite fit in with the company culture. How do you handle it?
Yes. Well, you probably would have to let that staff go, but if you have tried to train the staff, you put the staff, I put my staff through training now and then again. And then for my manager, like, I needed for her to see, she literally grew up with Kolor Kraft. Rachel, I'm sure a lot of people know her. At some point, I sent her out of the country to go and see, because sometimes they might not even understand what proper service is like.
Mm.
I sent her, she's traveled, like about 3 or 4 times to go out to really see how proper flagship stores are run and what you expect and all that. And, I think ever since then, after her first trip, she was like, oh, yeah, this is how it's supposed to be done and everything. Because, they have that pigeon saying, landlord, travel and see. Yes. If you don't get out of your comfort zone, you really don't even know you really don't know what is going on. And you're like, what is this madam disturbing us for? Why does she want this? Why does she want that and all that? So they understand now. It's like, aha, I get it now. So that is what happens, that's what happens. And if we've really tried with you and you come, there are some people that have come and worked hard for like 1 week and we're like, no, this won't work.
Yes,
and we kindly let you go and all that. But with training and all that, sometimes it works and then, we retain you. So that's how it comes.
Okay, well, you've heard it from her. 30 years of running a very successful business. You've heard that from her. But I mean, your business has been morphing, it's been growing. And let's talk about how Kolor Kraft has grown, because you tell us how it's grown. Different things you've done, and it's now become what it is now.
Different things. Okay.
Okay, I think we have a network glitch, and Amir will be. Okay,
each
you're
time
back
we
now.
want to push the button.
Okay, she'll definitely be back. She'll be back shortly. Okay, you're back. Well, you need to come back
You need
upright.
to turn it.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So we have mini fashion shows in house. You have been to one before, so
Yes.
1 or 2. Yes, we have that, and we have talks. Of course, our social media handle, like I told you, we had to give it to somebody else. I was disabled not too long ago, so that's how come you're now following me on that page. So we try to match up with the trend of social media and try to improve on that. I'm not doing my job as well as I should, but I am trying just because I'm an older person. I'm not that young, but I am trying. But I love the in-house fashion shows that we have. Hopefully, we'll have one more again before the year runs out. And also some concession stores like 41 Locks. They collect. They have some of my branded clothes and all that. So I hope some more concession shops will also collect from Kraft. And yes, so that is how we've managed to reach out, and we keep growing and growing and growing. And yes, that is what it is. Maybe after the elections, and when I know what exactly is happening in Nigeria, maybe I'll go and open a branch in Lagos or Abuja. But I really need to know what is going on with the country first of all to take that plunge.
Oh yes.
Yes. But now the concession stores can carry my brand. Yes.
What you said is very critical, because I find out that while what happens in the world affects us, many of us don't follow and the trends and think ahead of how could this affect me? How could the price of how could the flooding, recent floods in Nigeria, how could it affect my business? You have to constantly be thinking ahead. So you raise a good point there. And I know Kolor Kraft has grown from just bringing in how is it, bespoke or pret-a-porter? I don't know what you call it in your world, to having your own brand, and now you have concession stores, and you're thinking about bringing in young, creative hotshots to come in with their own style. So that is, for me, a great growth. But tell me how this now merged into the Oak residence. How did you make that transition into the Oak residence?
Well, Oak residence, the Oak residence, yes, it's like a partnership, actually a partnership thing. Okay. And I have always been into like interior, huge on interior and all that. So when this opportunity came, of course, I jumped at it, and from start to finish. And yes, let's just say that it has been very successful, and we're always looking for ways, just like, hello?
I'm here. I can hear you. Oh, am I frozen?
Yes, okay.
Okay, I can hear
just you. Like in Kolor Kraft. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, just like in Kolor Kraft. So Oak Residence also is looking to improve, new ways personalized relationship with our clients, you know, to get them to keep coming back and just to have an experience never before. The shortlist experience is new in Port Harcourt, but I want to believe that Oak Residence is like the foremost in service delivery and aesthetics and everything, you know, you want in a short stay. Yeah, so we keep on improving and keep on improving and keep on improving. And I think we are leaders in the market in short-let apartment hospitality in Port Harcourt. So it's just about improving and know what your clients want and just give them like a standard that you will find anywhere. Not, you know, some people come to Port Harcourt and they're like, I can't believe this is in Port Harcourt. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So anything I do, that is what I want to hear. So that is what you hear about Kolor Kraft. That is what you hear about the Oak Residence and any other business I go into. I want to, you know, that just gives me satisfaction. That is this in Port Harcourt? And some people even say to me that why can't you replicate this in Lagos? Both Kolor Kraft, you know, and you know, Oak Residence, whatever. But the thing is, what I tell people is that I'm master of my game here. I want to be king here. I don't want to, I'm not saying I can't be king in Lagos or anywhere else, but you're a king, you're a king. Yeah. Or you're a queen, you're a queen. Yeah. Yes. So whether it's, and as far as it's about, you know, are you successful? Are you making the money? Why should I be in Lagos if I can make the money in Port Harcourt? It doesn't matter where I am. Yeah. It doesn't matter where I am. So I tell people that, you know, this mentality, or you have to go to Lagos, you have to go to Abuja. I said, no. If you're successful in what you're doing, where you are, then you are successful, and that's okay. I can be in Zamfara, I can be in Borno, I can be, if I am successful, I am successful. It's okay.
And yes. Port Harcourt deserves good things. I mean, why not?
And Port Harcourt deserves good things. Yes, somebody has to start now. Everybody cannot run away.
No.
Everybody cannot jackpot.
We cannot all jackpot. Yes. We can't. So what should we expect next from this premium brand called Georgewill?
Well, we'll still be consistent. We'll still be deliberate. We'll still be intentional. We'll still give you good service. We'll still give you, you know, everything you want. We'll still give you preferential treatment. We'll still be kind. We'll still be cautious. And then, you know, there are other things that I'm doing now, like designing jewelry, my own jewelry. So very soon you're going to see, yes, you will see that my jewelry is just my own style and my design. Yes.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes. So you will see that very soon. Yes, that my jewelry is being designed by me, not manufactured by me, but it is my design that is going to be manufactured. My own style, my drawing and everything. And I'm into like vintage kind of jewelry. I love vintage jewelry. So those are more of the kind of designs you will see, like, you know, like the bronzes and, you know, distressed gold and, you know, and all that, but really very, you know, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Like something like the piece you're wearing.
Oh, yeah. Yes, this was actually designed by me. Wow. Yes. So you're going to be seeing, yes, so this was designed by me. So you're going to be seeing things like this. Yes. More of things like this.
Of this. Wow. Okay.
Yes. So maybe we will now have just not fashion, but our fashion shows will now also have like jewelry. Yes. So we'll have jewelry shows. You know, that fashion jewelry, mind you, they're not you know, gold yet. They're not 18 karat gold, they're fashion jewelry. So you will come for shows in Kolor Kraft to see authentic Kolor Kraft jewelry designs. Yes.
So my final question to you, what fuels your belief in Nigeria?
My belief in Nigeria, our creativity. We're very creative people. You know, we are very, very creative, and I think the world is beginning to see that our creativity and appreciating it. We are very resilient people. We never give up. We never give up. We are we are hopeful, in the face of so much going on that is daunting, we still push ahead and still make a way where there seems to be no way, and then there are bundles of opportunities in Nigeria, a lot of untapped opportunities. Nigeria is a place where if you find a niche, pursue it, and it's profitable, you can become a billionaire overnight. With 200 million, over 200 million people, you can imagine the capacity that, and the number of people that you can attract to make yourself so wealthy. So that is our food is awesome.
Awesome.
Our food is awesome. What else I mentioned? Yes, our population, our food, our creativity, our resilience, our humor in the face of, yes. I mean, sometimes I go on social media just to have a good laugh. Something is going on and everybody has to say, we have our online in-laws that are giving advice to people and everything, so it is, yes. So I have a good laugh, and we laugh at ourselves, I like that too. So I believe in Nigeria, sometimes maybe not so much, but I still love Nigeria and still believe, and I'm still hopeful.
Thank you so much, Ami, and for insisting on being a premium brand and producing premium products, no matter what you do, insisting on quality in all you do, bringing your creativity to bear in all you do, staying true to your dream, and for loving this country the way you do. We declare Amiediki Georgewill very well made in Nigeria.
Thank you, Julia, and it has been my absolute pleasure once more being on this program.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting to be with us. Thank you very much. And guys, we'll see you next week. We'll with what we call still very well made in Nigeria. So see you, and Amir, thank you very much. It has been an absolute pleasure, as usual, to talk to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.